So let's begin once again in Toronto, where we were speaking with Megan Fitzpatrick. As you saw, she is outside the downtown courthouse where Bruce McArthur's sentence has just been delivered. So Megan, take us through what the judge had to say.
Well, it's quite a lengthy decision, Natasha, and he did make a point of reading out his reasons to the court. He wanted them on the record. He began by going over some of the facts of the case, which we heard earlier in the week at the beginning of the sentencing hearing, laying out how Bruce McArthur preyed upon his victims, some of whom he knew from the LGBTQ community here in Toronto, how he gained their trust, betrayed their trust. The judge went on to say that the horrifying crimes continued even after Bruce McArthur murdered these men, how he dismembered them, how he deprived them of a final resting place, how he put their remains in these large garden planters at a home where he worked as a landscaper. The judge had very strong language when he was characterizing Bruce McArthur, calling him a serial killer and a sexual predator. And he was talking about how he had to take the nature of the crimes into consideration, Bruce McArthur's character. He also, though, then raised this the point that Bruce McArthur pleaded guilty to the 8 counts of first-degree murder and how much weight should be given to that. The Crown attorney had argued that the judge shouldn't give Bruce McArthur too much credit because he has shown little remorse, that he didn't confess to his crimes, he got caught. The defense attorney, though, had argued that he should be given credit for that Bruce McArthur didn't put the loved ones of the victims through a lengthy and traumatic trial, and then he should be given credit for that. And ultimately, the judge did lean that way, saying that by giving the 25 years eligibility for parole, that's partly an incentive for people in the future to give guilty pleas. But the judge was also saying there wasn't a huge difference really between 25 years eligibility for parole or 50 that the Crown wanted, given Bruce McArthur's age. He's 67 years old right now. So it means he'll be 91 before he can apply for parole now. Otherwise, he would have been 116 years old if the Crown had gotten its way. So the judge was talking about how it's partly a symbolic decision in terms of his age because of the eligibility for parole. But in his decisions too, he did acknowledge a lot, Natasha, the suffering of the loved ones of the 8 victims, and he also talked quite a bit about how there could have been a 9th victim had police not been following Bruce McArthur as a suspect and basically interrupted an encounter when they found a man bound in Bruce McArthur's apartment. The judge saying he's quite confident that that could have been the 9th victim, and he talked also about, again, Bruce McArthur's character. He thanked the police for their work. He also acknowledged the impact that this has had on the LGBTQ community here in Toronto. So a lot was in that decision, but it ultimately boils down to Bruce McArthur will be eligible for parole in 25 years when he's 91 years old.